Ireland is a country full of jaw-dropping scenery and spectacular cities and is located off the coast of the United Kingdom. Even though Ireland is a known destination for tourists, it has had some difficult economic struggles in the past decade. Let me walk you through a few key details of how Ireland has got where they are today through an economic standpoint. First, we must understand the strengths and weaknesses of the economy in Ireland through land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship ability. Ireland flourishes in natural resources, such as over 200 nautical square miles of legal fishing and many natural gases, and other metals such as petroleum, peat, copper, silver, and zinc. In the total labor force, it now stands at just over 2 million out of a population of just under 5. However, just under 2 million of these people are actually employed and the rest are unemployed. With Ireland being as small as it is, it still has 39 different airports, almost 1,000 kilometers of rivers, canals, and waterways, just over 3,000 kilometers of railways, and just over 93,000 kilometers of roadways, which provides room for improvement and growth and creating more jobs for the population. The good news is that Ireland is a free market and in the past years has been very slow but still increasing in success. Now remember in the beginning how I mentioned that they were struggling economically? Well, back in 2007, there was an onset of the global financial crisis. The Irish property sector collapsed, with prices of residential properties falling by 51% from their peak in September 2007 to March 2013. The resulting collapse of the construction and banking sectors meant that the Irish economy entered a very deep recession in 2008. Between 2008 and 2011, the real GDP declined by 5.4%. The effects on this economic downfall took a rather large toll on all aspects of Ireland's GDP and still, to this day, is making a slow headway to recovery. Here we have a comparison of Ireland to its neighboring countries and also the United States. Here we are going to look at the inflation, unemployment, GDP per capita, and growth rate. The rate of inflation is rather low compared to its neighboring countries. In fact, in some cases, it's almost half of what other countries are. Now, what is rather high is the unemployment rate. Here we can tell on this chart that the unemployment rate is just over 14.5%. If we take a look at the age group of between 15 and 24 years old, they make up 29% of all unemployed. The GDP of Ireland does not seem that high, at just under $2 billion, which may seem like it's not doing too well. But however, due to its small population, the GDP per capita is at a high of 42,600. The growth rate in Ireland is relatively slow. In 2010, it was at negative 0.8%. In 2011, it jumped up to 1.4%, and in the past year, in 2012, has gone down to about 0.9%. Not much, but we can tell that Ireland is making a slow recovery from the crisis that happened in 2007. One of the greatest concerns would be getting people back on their feet. After this crisis that has happened, many have lost their jobs and the wages that they were making before. Now they need to focus on helping those above the age of 24 find jobs that they may be able to provide for their families. Ireland uses a contractionary fiscal policy. Within the past 5 years, the country has decreased by over 12 billion euro, which has caused an increase in tax cuts and cutbacks in both current and capital spending. These taxes and cutbacks are projected to help the growth rise 2.7% in the following year of 2014. Now we can see that Ireland is using an expansionary monetary policy. This is done by controlling short-term interest rates and controlling the unemployment rate. With time, this will eventually keep stable prices and have a slight increase over many years to come, which will eventually also help the country grow and have a stable economy.